What's up guys, and welcome to another video. And today I will be comparing these speakers, two PartyBox 300s versus the Teufel Rockster. I think I mentioned this before that I was gonna do this sound comparison, and this is not really a portable sound comparison because these are so heavy that I needed a wheelbarrow or whatever it's called. I don't know what that actually is called. Wheelbarrow, I guess it's called. But to like transport the Teufel Rockster, and the other ones were a shit fiesta with cars and whatnot involved. So nah, this was kind of the hassle. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. And these are not the only speakers I brought with me. I brought some more, and this is just for fun. These speakers, this is not like a serious comparison with these other speakers that I brought, because they're not comparable to the Teufel Rockster, but it's kind of using them as a referring point, you know. So you might own one of these, and then you can like compare it to the big guys right here. And today it's JBL Charge 5, my starting speaker. Not only that, I also brought, oh, it's upside down, a Teufel Rockster Cross. And then the last speaker, it's the JBL Extreme 3. So those I will compare also later on. I think I will only do like one song with one of them, with all of them together, because it's too much of a hassle to like edit all that shit together. And I will try my best to do as many songs as possible with these guys right here. I think I've not really thought about how I would do this comparison, but I guess I will start off with the Teufel, playing around, let's say 30% volume, around there, because that's kind of its sweet spot, I think. And then I will probably play 50% volume with both of the PartyBoxes, playing in stereo mode. And then I will up, and I'll play like, let's say, a couple songs on 50% volume for the PartyBoxes and 30%. Then I will step it up and I will max them out. I will not max out the Teufel Rockster because it's actually not meant to be blasted at maximum volume. I sent an email and they said that it's kind of at your own risk. So I'm gonna play maybe just one song at 75% volume on the Teufel Rockster, and the other one too, and the PartyBoxes will be maxed out on that volume. And then after this I will go to a 1v1 versus one PartyBox and one Teufel Rockster, and I will see if the loudness mode on the PartyBox will kind of compete with the Teufel. It probably won't, but let's say hypothetically that it will. I don't know, let's see. And then the last thing is that I will switch between the Teufel Rockster and the Charge 5, the Teufel Rockster Cross, and the JBL Extreme 3. So that's the plan. Hopefully you enjoy the video. This won't be any indoor comparison for this. This is too big of a speaker comparison, I guess. And hopefully you guys love this video. Show the support down below, or dislike the video. You think, this is not portable enough for me. I can't fucking purchase any of these and whatnot. You know, I guess that's a fair point. I'll consider that as well for the future. But here I am, and this will be hopefully a fun comparison to see which one is louder, better sounding, better dispersion and whatnot. I think like the PartyBoxes should get like an edge over like the dispersion wise, but sound level wise, I think the Teufel is gonna take this home easily. So let's see, I'm gonna step back a little bit, and then I'll begin at 30% volume, and I'll switch between both of them. I'll probably put down a text down below so you can see which ones are playing, even though you could see the lights blinking on the PartyBoxes, but that might not be enough for every time. So yeah, see you guys in a bit.
What's left? The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
Yeah, and now just for the fun comparison, I'll be switching between the Extreme 3 and the Teufel Rockster, and we'll see what happens now. Hopefully it won't start raining even more. It's raining a little bit, but not enough to make me worried. I will see if I have time for the other speakers that I brought, the Teufel Rockster and the Charge. I won't be doing the loudness PartyBox thing because I think that loudness test just said everything basically. It was not a comparison at all. I think I centered the speakers to my phone a little bit weird. I think I was showing more of the road than actually the speakers, but yeah, shit like that happens, you know. There is not much you can do. You always end up making some mistakes, but whatever. I think you guys got the drift, even though my microphones are not that great, but that should be picked up quite easily. So we'll start off here with the Extreme playing. Okay, some bass. And then I'll switch over to the Teufel. It's playing with neutral settings, yeah, about half volume. I turned up the knob about half. Yeah, still the Extreme. Okay. And now for the Teufel. This is the Teufel. A little bit more of everything, I would say. Come on. And this is the Extreme 3. Yeah, this is maximum volume. Yeah. I mean, this is even half, and it's like, it's not loud. Of course, you could say that the Teufel Rockster is kind of favorite because it's sitting down, so yeah, the bass kind of reflects on the ground while the Extreme 3 is high up. But then again, it kind of gets an advantage because it's higher up, because you can the sound reaches better the microphones. Yeah, the Extreme 3 got some nice deep bass, but I'm seriously very interested to see like the Soundcore Motion Boom Plus or something like that against it. I've seen videos already. All of them made a video, and it was quite good at showing like the differences. Let's see again the Teufel. that bass though. It's really boomy bass, I would say, but also there is some deep resonance with it. Extreme 3. I also find it sounds very thin, and I mostly think it's because of the highs and that it doesn't have that upper treble. But let's say around here, this is around 60% volume. I think that's kind of the best that it sounds like at 60%, around there. That's the sweet spot. Yes. I'm gonna... yeah, I think that was it for the Extreme versus Teufel. Let's switch to another speaker that you guys probably are familiar with, so be right back. Yeah, and now it's for the Teufel Rockster Cross versus the Teufel Rockster. Let's see what happens now when you bring this big speaker against a little brother, or whatever you want to say. I think you might call the Teufel Rockster Air the brother, but anyways, the Rockster Cross is like a cousin or something. I don't know what to call them exactly. But let's begin with the, let's see, I think the Teufel Rockster Cross is playing first. So yeah, there we have it. It's playing with indoor tuning, because I think at this distance it doesn't need that treble boost that the outdoor mode gives it. Okay, it sounds fuller definitely than the Extreme 3. And the 2v2 is coming right up. I've had that video for a long while now, but I'm lazy. What can I say? Okay, this is maximum on the Teufel Rockster Cross. It disperses the sound quite nicely, actually, the Teufel Rockster Cross, and I think this is the strength with the Teufel Rockster. Oh, we have a little bit of a helicopter up there. I don't know if anybody can see that. Focus. Yeah, there we have it. It's so fucking loud, the helicopters. Damn. It interrupted my videos like multiple times, but whatever. I can't be the only one in the world, so. Let's check the Teufel Rockster. Yeah. I think this just says it right away. Let's lower it a little bit, make it comparable. Still, that bass just fills everything. Let's connect to the Teufel Rockster. It's like, I don't know how much that is, but it's like 60%. Yeah, that's not even close. Let's go to another. Oh no, not the wind. But I think, generally, the Teufel Rockster Cross, the Extreme 3 has deep bass at lower volumes, but it kind of sounds really bad at higher volumes. But at lower volumes, like 60–80%, it sounds okay, I think. But the Teufel Rockster Cross, even though it kind of gets that compression at maximum volume, it still sounds nice. The Teufel Rockster is just a beast. It doesn't have the greatest dispersion, as you probably heard. It's still so loud that it kind of compensates, so it fills everything still. Still the Teufel Rockster Cross. I'll switch back once more, and then I'll switch to the Charge. See what that can do, what kind of damage it can do. It's maximum volume for the Teufel Rockster Cross. And this is the Teufel Rockster. Yeah, you hear that bass instantly. Yeah, and it's the Teufel Rockster, the big guy, sounds good with all genres, not only like techno and whatnot. Like, I think the Extreme 3 sounds only good with techno, rap, hip-hop and whatnot. With a lot of bass, but other songs that kind of, rock and whatnot, it kind of lacks in those areas, and some pop songs. well, the Teufel Rockster kind of fills in everything. Of course, they're not comparable, but I also think the Teufel Rockster Cross sounds better with those genres. But let's see what kind of damage the, yeah, as I said before, the little guy can do, the Charge. So let's see. Yes, and now for the little guy, the Charge 5. And the reason why I think that many people prefer the Charge 5 to the Extreme 3, even though it's loud, the Extreme 3 is loud and whatnot, and it is because the Charge 5 has more upper bass, and I think that kind of gives the sound, it sounds better right away. Of course, you get a wider sound stage with the Extreme 3, but the Charge 5, that I kind of, the upper bass kind of saves it, and it's still, it's like it has a much more lower bass at lower volumes, but it still kind of got that kick, you know. It's a fuller sound in general than the Extreme 3, even though the Extreme 3 is slightly louder and whatnot. But I think that's why most people prefer the Charge 5 for a more well-rounded bass. Let's see here. Let's get some of that. This might not be the best song. Let's see here. Yeah, this song. Maximum volume for the Charge. And as you can hear, let's see. I'm just gonna be quiet for a while so you can hear. It got more of a like a kick to it at higher volumes. So like when you lower it, more deep bass. When you go up the scale, more high, more upper bass. And I think that's excellent tuning. Of course, it's a mono setup, so treble sounds a little bit weird, and the dispersion is not that great. I would rather prefer like a Motion Plus for dispersion wise. But let's compare it against the big boy. So this is maximum volume, I believe. Yeah, it's nice. It's quite loud. It fills up the space that I'm currently in, like 2-3 meters away. Yeah, highs are a little bit sharp, but I think that's kind of, you kind of want the highs to be a little bit sharp, especially when you push up the volume scale, but not optimal. You know, all JBL speakers kind of struggle at higher volumes, I believe. And this is the Teufel. Yeah, you need 36 JBLs to weigh as much as the Teufel. Yeah. Charge 5. Switching songs. Let's see. Is this any good? No. Let's see. I'm gonna switch a couple of more times, then yeah, I'll go home and then do my conclusion of this epic sound duel. Teufel. I'm gonna lower a little bit. You can, as I said, it's neutral right now, but it really seems like it's bass boosted. It kind of has actually too much bass at lower volume. So if you're a bass head, you're gonna love the Teufel Rockster. Of course, it's a bit big, and I don't recommend it to like have it playing at this kind of volume indoors, because your neighbors, they will knock at your door. Definitely, there's no doubt about it. So yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna have it like this. So yeah, let's head back home and see what happens. So see you there. Yes, so now for the summary that I actually nearly forgot to record while editing the video. So let's see. Between, is that a fly? I think that is a fly. Get out of here, man. Between the PartyBox and the Teufel Rockster, like the 2v2 at around 50% volume for the JBLs and 30% volume for the Teufel Rockster. I thought it was I thought the the Teufel had boomier bass, while the JBLs had a bit deeper bass, I would actually say. Or it tended like to favor the deeper bass, while the Teufel also had more upper bass. Treble didn't sound too not good actually on the JBLs. I don't know what. It sounds kind of recessed. It doesn't have like that clarity. So if you're like off axis by a slight margin, you get way worse sound. But of course there were two of them, so that kind of helped with the dispersion of the sound and get a wider sound stage. Well, the Teufel Rockster is a mono setup. It's, yeah, I mean, it kind of compensates because it's so loud, so that compensates for the dispersion of the sound. But I would say that one versus one of these, I think the dispersion is better on the Teufel anyways. I think the JBL is lacking in that area. Of course, you don't have any lights with the Teufel, while you have lights with the JBL. Anything else? Yeah, I also showed you guys off axis, as I said, and you can probably hear that the Teufel sounds better than the JBLs, probably. Hopefully you can hear that. At maximum volume, you could hear this is about 1.5, like 15 decibels louder than two JBL PartyBox PB300s, so it's not even close. Like there are leagues away from this bad boy. Like there's more deep bass, more upper bass, and this I actually turned down the bass. So let's see how the EQ was looking. I'm gonna show you at the maximum volume how I did. So I turned the knob here all the way, and then I lowered the bass, and upper I gave more treble boost. So yeah, like this. So this was my setting: less bass, more treble and mids. And it's really just because at the higher volumes the bass starts to distort on the Teufel, and that wasn't even maximum volume on the Teufel. You can push it even higher, harder. I wouldn't really, because it, as I've said before, it's not really meant for that. But if you lower the bass to like the maximum and boost the, I don't know, the treble and mids, I think that might work, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. But 75% volume, it sounds like it's really fucking loud. That's all I'm gonna say. Really fucking loud. It fills up spaces way better than the JBL. The JBL sounds nice to like 10-15 meters. Then after that they kind of drop off, and the Teufel is still going strong. Much more bass, much more, yeah, of everything, treble, if you want pure loudness. And it doesn't sound half bad as well. Of course, if you're pushing the speaker even more than I did, you'll get more distortion and like boomy sound, and that I don't think that will sound any good. So having the speaker at around 75% volume, you get some distortion, as you could hear, but you get a really loud sound. Yeah, referring to the other speakers, the JBL Teufel Rockster Cross and the Charge 5, you can hear that they do, especially the Charge 5 does a really good job, and the Teufel Rockster Cross did a really good job, and the Extreme 3 does a decent job. But yeah, you can just hear that even though you lower the bass to the maximum and everything with a neutral EQ on the Teufel, it's still not a match. There's no competition, and it's not supposed to be a competition, because if there was a competition between this big speaker in sound quality or bass performance, then you would never buy this speaker, never. So, but yeah, it's an entirely different league. But yeah, that's all, I believe. Price and everything, this is 1,000 euros. I think you can find it for 950 around there. PartyBox 300 outdated, but the newer ones are a little bit better, slightly better. But let's say it's the equivalent to the 310. It costs about 500 euros around there. You can probably find it cheaper. The Extreme 3 that I bought for the overpriced for way more than I should have, 300 euros, but you can find it for 250 around there, and the Charge 5 can you find for 150. So yes, it really depends on what kind of, like, it's a really big fucking hassle to bring the speaker. I didn't show this, but after the video, like I ended my video, it started to fucking pour rain on all the speakers. I nearly got a fucking heart attack because this is not waterproof. The JBL PartyBox is not waterproof, or the 300. The 310 is a little bit waterproof, but I nearly got a heart attack there, so I didn't want to lose the speakers. Luckily for me, I ran home with the Teufel, and the PartyBox stood in the wet weather or the rainy weather, but I had the Teufel cover, so I could put it over both the PartyBoxes, and luckily it saved the deal. But it took like 2.5 hours to get everything back, so that was hell of a thing. Yeah. Yes, of course you can use both of them with aux, RCA ports, microphones, guitars. And they both support stereo. I use stereo with the PartyBox, and I use the mono setup with the, Teufel. Actually, as you might have heard, there were some like sync delay between the two PartyBoxes, and it's because of one reason. It is because they're two different, my PartyBoxes are on two different updates. So one of them is on a newer update, and one of them is on a later update. You can ask JBL via email or something to get the newer update for the PartyBox. But the thing is, I don't want to do that, and it's because of one reason. Even though I get the sync delay, sometimes it works better, sometimes it doesn't. One of the PartyBoxes has the so-called loudness mode, and the newer update has no loudness mode. So I kind of like to keep that still, even though it kind of fucks up the sync between both the PartyBoxes. Yes, so that was everything. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, questions, leave them down below, and see you in the next one. Cheers.